Hello, this is Gary from Factory 2, Flint's Community Makerspace. Welcome to Lesson 5 of the Youth Maker Market. Today, we're going to delve into the advantages and disadvantages of various business structures. As you begin planning to launch your own business, one of the most important decisions that you will make is the type of legal structure that you will choose for your company. Throughout the life of your company, there will be implications to the legal structure that you decide upon. These could be the amount of personal liability that you might be exposed to, how much you will pay in taxes, and the amount and type of records that you will have to maintain. Now, let's back up and take a look at these three considerations one at a time. As you contemplate the business structure that best suits your needs, the first thing to think about is legal liability. If your business produces a product that is found to cause harm to your customers, for example, they might sue you for damages. If you are not legally protected through your business structure, you may be responsible for any losses that you incur. While some business structures will insulate you from losses beyond what you've invested, others will not. The second thing to consider would be the tax implications of your new business. Let's assume that your goal is to minimize the amount of taxes your company pays. If this is the case, a corporation is probably not the right fit for you. This is because the profits on corporations are double taxed. This means that income taxes are paid twice on the same source of income. In other words, taxes are paid on the corporate level as well as your personal income. In sole proprietorships and partnerships, all profits are taxed as personal income. The profits from limited liability companies and S corporations are also taxed as personal income, but these business structures allow you to limit your personal liability. The third thing to consider when choosing a business structure are the cost of formation and ongoing administration. Sole proprietorships are relatively inexpensive to establish, while corporations are more complex and costly. Simply put, you should consider how much it will cost to legally register a business and how much paperwork is required by the government on an ongoing basis. With that said, there are 5 major types of legal structures for businesses: the sole proprietorship, the partnership, the corporation, S corporation, and the limited liability company, or LLC. I've touched on several of these already. Each structure has its own unique set of advantages and disadvantages for the business owner. The more that you learn about the benefits and drawbacks of each, the better off you will be in the long run. Now, let's take a look at each of these business structures in more depth. A sole proprietorship is the most common form of business organization. These usually involve just one individual who owns and operates the business. The major benefits of sole proprietorships are that they are easy to form and they offer the business owner complete control over management of the company. In addition, all income and expenses are recorded on the personal income tax return, or 1040 form. Profits and losses are first recorded on a tax form called Schedule C, which is filed along with your 1040. Then the bottom line amount from your Schedule C is transferred to your personal income tax return. This aspect is especially attractive because business losses you suffer may offset income earned from other sources. As a sole proprietor, you must also file a Schedule SE on Form 1040. You will use a Schedule SE to calculate how much self-employment tax you owe. On the downside, if something goes wrong, the sole proprietor is also personally liable for all financial obligations of the business. If someone sues the business, for example, the owner risks losing not only their original investment, but also their house, their car, or any other assets they might own. A partnership is an agreement involving 2 or more people who agree to share in the profits or losses of a business. The primary advantage is that the partnership does not bear the tax burden of profits or the benefit of losses. Profits or losses are passed through the partners to report on their individual income tax returns. A primary disadvantage is liability. Each partner is personally liable for the financial obligations of the business. When entering into a partnership, it is important to begin with a written agreement. This will ensure that all parties involved share a common vision of each individual's responsibilities. Partnership agreements can spell out how much money each partner will invest, as well as the duties and responsibilities of each partner. In addition, a good agreement will spell out what happens if one partner needs to withdraw for some reason, and so forth. Poorly written partnership agreements have been the cause of countless small business meltdowns. Taking time to spell out the specifics of your agreement before you formalize your partnership will save you countless headaches in the long run. A corporation is a legal entity that is created to conduct business. The corporation becomes an organization, which is separate from the business owners. Like a person, the corporation can be taxed and can be held legally liable for its actions. The corporation can also make a profit. The key benefit of the corporate structure is the avoidance of personal liability. While corporations can be sued, the individual business owners cannot be held liable for more than they invested in the company. The main disadvantages are the cost to form the corporation and the amount of record keeping that is required. In addition, the issue of double taxation also comes into play. The S corporation is more attractive to small business owners than a standard corporation. That's because an S corporation has some advantageous tax benefits and still provides business owners with the liability protection of a corporation. With an S corporation, income and losses are passed through the shareholders and included on their individual tax returns. As a result, there is just one level of federal tax to pay. S corporations do come with some downsides. For example, they're subject to many of the same requirements corporations must follow, and that means higher legal and tax service costs. They also must file articles of incorporation, hold directors and shareholders meetings, keep corporate minutes, and allow shareholders to vote on major corporate decisions. The legal and accounting costs of setting up an S corporation are similar to those of a standard corporation. A hybrid form of partnership, the limited liability company, or LLC, is a popular option for small businesses because it allows owners to take advantage of the benefits of both corporations and partnerships. The advantages of this business format are that profits and losses can be passed through the owners without taxation of the business itself, while owners are insulated from personal liability. While it might seem premature to be thinking about business structures at this point, it is important to be aware of the advantages and disadvantages of each. A good general knowledge of the various business structures will help to inform your decision making in the future. Next time on Youth Maker Market, we will be examining ways to finance your new business. Until then, see you soon.